Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Kaylania here, and I'm on the road. So I've been thinking about some things the past couple weeks actually, and this past week really kind of, I guess, hit home and just dealing with some things, and nothing really serious or anything like that, but just just been thinking about some changes and other opportunities other than Instacart. And so I know that there are a lot of shoppers who have been stating that they're looking to get other opportunities other than Instacart, such as Uber and Lyft, and some of them are doing DoorDash, some of them are doing Grubhub, things like that. So and I know that a lot of Instacart shoppers are actually upset because they cannot get any hours. And so I know it's hard, y'all, but I think that there's going to be a lot of good that's going to come out of that. Well, for one thing, I know that Instacart is trying to implement a system where people that are in the Instacart platform, like shoppers, are able to get hours without having to fight for them. Now, that's something that they're actually working on, but they have not yet implemented it as of yet. So, sorry, I'm on the road, y'all. So, I think that's a good thing. But for me, I have gotten to the point where I am just kind of like past that. And so I'm not going to sit around and wait for Instacart to change or anything like that, because like I said, y'all, I'm on other platforms. And so I have had people to send me some messages and, let me know about other things that I could actually be doing besides some of the platforms that I'm on. And I'm not just talking about driving, because I think that Uber's great and the other platforms are great. But when you think about it, if your car is your main source of income, then you need to think about, okay, if the car breaks down, how would you be able to get around? See what I'm saying? And so that's why, like, I'm doing other things, excuse me, and I'm not really going to talk about it right now. However, I am going to be doing some things where I'm able to work from home. And so, and I was telling somebody recently that I was like, you know what, I enjoy it, but I'm just kind of over it. And so, I gotta actually put my phone down because I can see a cop behind me and stuff like that. So anyway, y'all, I'm just kind of over it. And so I'm trying to venture out into other things. Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, there's a cop behind me. Sorry that I was stalling, y'all. It was a sheriff. But anyway, and here in Florida, they're strict. But anyway, y'all, so there's some other things that I've been doing. And so what I am learning is that when there are some things that I'm planning behind the scenes, I don't always share that, because it has nothing to do with rideshare, has nothing to do with these delivery jobs. But, I just kind of feel like my season is coming to a close with Instacart very soon. And to me, that's not a bad thing. I think that's actually a good thing, because now I can focus on other things. And so I realize that all of my time has been going to Instacart. It has been devoted to Instacart. And it has been depleting me of the time and energy that I need to focus on what I need to be doing. You see what I'm saying? And so, like I said, like a week or two ago, I was in a prayer meeting. Sorry, my throat is like so dry. I was in a prayer meeting, and a prophet was saying to me about some things about me writing a book. And he's absolutely right. And I think I shared that with you guys recently, that there's some other things I've been doing. I'm an author and stuff, but I have not been focusing on my book. I have not even been writing anything. And I think that sometimes, in order to be able to get pushed out of the nest, you got to go through some stuff. And sometimes what we may think is bad or is like something so like terrible can actually be a good thing. And and it's been so long, since I even had issues with picking out my hours with Instacart. It's been a long time. The last time I had that issue was when I had to go to Tampa. And that was like, I don't know, like 6 or 7 months ago, maybe. And that was a long time ago. So I haven't been to Tampa. No, it's been about 6 months. So I haven't been to Tampa in like months, right? And so I know not this coming up week, but the following week, it's been kind of crazy. So I was only able to get 2 days in my zone. And the other days I had available is in Tampa, because there was a glitch in the app. And I'm not happy about that. Like there was a glitch in the app today, and a lot of people were having problems with it. And it was so bad. I was like, what is this? And so So by the time I log back on, all the hours in my zone were gone. But I did, of course, have 2 days. And so I've been saying to a couple of people that, like, I really wouldn't mind doing Uber Eats or DoorDash full time. Everybody has different experiences with DoorDash and with Uber Eats, right? But it's not the same for everybody. I hear people complaining that Grubhub is taking, I'm sorry, did I say DoorDash? I meant Grubhub. Like, I've been hearing that like Grubhub has been taking people's money. And then I've been hearing like, okay, Uber Eats doesn't pay that much. But I've been doing Eats for a long time since they launched. So like, I haven't really had any problems with them. However, I know that there are people who do Uber Eats full time. The reason why I would like to do that is because, for one thing, it's hot down here. And, I don't want to be hauling groceries all day. Second of all, if I decide to just take a break for an hour or two without being penalized, I can do that. You feel me? But if you're on some of these platforms like Shipt or Instacart or, Amazon Flex or something like that, you can't do that. Like, so I kind of like to be able to come and go as I please. Sorry, I got a text message from a friend. So basically what I'm trying to say is, like, I kind of feel like this is my season to be pushed out. And let me tell you how I know it's confirmation. I think I told you guys this in a few videos back about when it's God, it's confirmation. Is that, of course, I got the confirmation from a prophet again. I need to work on my books. I have not been writing any of my books. So that's something that I'm going to be focusing on. Another thing is that, because like I've been praying about, okay, I want to get out of this, but what should I be doing now? And so other opportunities have presented themselves, and I'm not going to share everything on my video, but other opportunities have presented themselves. And so I'm actually going to be looking into that. And I'm the kind of person, like, I like my freedom, and I like to be able to do what I want when I feel like it. And I'm not saying that in like a negative way or to be like rebellious, but I'm just the kind of woman where I like to do what I want and have the freedom to do what I want and how I please. I mean, I'm not talking about doing anything bad, but what I'm saying is, like, I like flexibility. And so I just kind of feel like restricted right now. And to me, like, I just don't feel like, there's any joy in having to try to fight for hours. And somebody sent me an email about 2 weeks ago. I guess it's one of my viewers here on YouTube. He sent me an email. And at first, like I said, it started as a question. And so it was a pretty long email, but I read it. And then he kind of stated about how much money he started to make. Like, he was saying how much money he made from the Instacart platform. And I was like, okay, but then it was like a question. Okay, so I'm thinking, okay, it seemed like he wanted help, but then he was starting to brag about how much money he made every week with Instacart, right? So I'm like, all right. So then when I asked him a question, okay, so did you need any help with anything? Or, how can I help you? I never got a response. So it was kind of like their way of letting me know, hey, this is how much money I make. I make $1,500 a week, so I don't know what that was all about. So stuff like that, to me, it's like making that kind of money is great. But on the same token, that making like $1,000 a week or whatever, guys, I kind of feel like that's like limiting myself. You feel what I'm saying? Just give me a second. I finally parked. Sorry. And I got to share this with y'all. I just kind of feel like I think that whatever job that we're doing or whatever platform that we're on, it's good for us to set goals, right? And I think that's very important. However, I don't want to limit myself at just $1,000 a week. I don't want to limit myself at just $600 a week. But if that's the only thing that I can do at this time, then that's what I'll do. But I just kind of feel like at this point, when you actually understand the mindset of an entrepreneur, you'll know that whatever money that you make coming from, like, your own time, and I'm not talking about working on somebody else's platform or whatever, because you're not being an entrepreneur, you're still an independent contractor. But what I'm saying is, when you have your own business, when you're doing your own thing, then, that's something to me, that's something to brag about, because that's actually your money. You feel what I'm saying? And so I just kind of feel like now we're actually just making all these people rich. People that the CEO, well, we don't have a CEO now, but of Uber and Lyft and Instacart and Grubhub and Postmates and all these companies that we're working for, we don't own none of it. And even if we did own shares, we're still not the CEO of the company. You see what I'm saying? And so I just think that when it comes to the point where people are arguing and fighting over hours and, I didn't get any hours, or because, like, I think that, hey, Virgie, I think that sometimes when other people see other people getting blessed or making good money, they want to try to figure out a way to do that very same thing. You feel what I'm saying? And so even if somebody is seeing somebody else do something that's making money or being prosperous, it does not necessarily mean that that's going to bring you happiness or it's for you. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I get emails, I get comments from people saying that, okay, well, I signed up for Uber, I signed up for DoorDash, or I signed up for Instacart or whatever, and they're not happy. They're like, oh, well, I couldn't pick hours, I couldn't do this, and I couldn't do that. If you guys look at my YouTube channel, I have almost like 100 videos now. Like 100 videos, literally. So I don't think that I would waste my time doing over 100 plus videos for nothing. And I would say about 90% of the videos that I have done have been all instructional, have been on ways that you can earn money with these different platforms, mainly Instacart, but also with Uber as well. You feel me? And so, my thing is, if something works for you guys, then go for it. But if it doesn't work, then it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It just means that it's not for you. And so sometimes there are markets that are oversaturated. It happens. It doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. You feel what I'm saying? But I just kind of see where, it's gotten to be so competitive. And I'm not talking about competitive in a way where people are fighting between different platforms. I'm talking about people that are already on the platforms. And it just seems like this competition between, okay, well, I shop for Instacart. Well, oh yeah, well, I do too. And then people try to find out what zone you're in to try to make the same amount of money as you. And then once they get into the platform, they realize it's not what they thought. You feel what I'm saying? It's kind of like a fad. And have you guys ever, it's kind of like being in like a relationship. And of course you guys see like people fighting over a man or fighting over a woman, right? And so it happens. And so once that other man or woman gets that other person, then they realize, you know what? It wasn't what I thought. Or I thought that person was going to make me happy, but I realized that the grass wasn't greener, on the other side. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way that I can explain it to you guys, is that, it has become to the point where like this back and forth stuff. You see what I'm saying? Not that it bothers me, because it doesn't, but I just kind of feel like, when people see other people do other things, stuff like this, it's a distraction to some, because then they try to figure, okay, you know what? I want to do the same thing too. You feel me? And so my thing is, I'm going to only do these videos, but only for so long. And when I'm done with the Instacart platform, then I will definitely let you guys know. I'll do a video and say, hey, my season is up or whatever. But I have been praying, you guys. I have been asking God to open up a door to show me. Because when I get to the point where like I'm not happy, and I'm not saying I'm not happy because like I'm depressed. I just kind of feel like I just know that God is pushing me out to do something else. And I don't want to just keep myself in a box thinking that this is all that it's going to be. And I'm sharing this with you guys because I know what it's like to be in a place where you think that that's it and there's nothing else. And that's a lie. And so I have been in ministry, as you guys know. I have been a deaconess in my church. I was in leadership for 7 years, and I just got out of that last October. And I really thought that where I was going to be my always. I thought, and it was a very popular church in Orlando. I'm not going to say the name. Very, very, very well-known pastor. However, I've gotten prophecies, I've gotten words spoken over my life, and then it got to the point where things started to shift. And then I had apostles and stuff tell me, hey, you know what? God's getting ready to pull you up out of there. I'm like, no. And I felt like I had to stay because I had to prove my point, because I felt like if I was going to be there, even though I suffered a lot of abuse, I was dogged out and stuff, whatever. I was like, no, I'm going to stay here. And so, but it got so bad to the point where I wasn't kicked out or nothing like that, but God had to push me out. And so I feel like this is what's happening right now in my life on these platforms with Instacart and with Uber. Now, Uber Eats is cool because I did some Uber Eats last night after I had got off of Instacart. However, I just I feel it in my spirit like this is going to be the season where I'm getting ready to be pushed out. And before I left that church, I was like, okay, God, where am I going to go? Because like even now, I'm like, all right. I go to church and stuff, but it's different. And I feel like sometimes the way things happen in life, God will push you. He will position you and kind of push you out, even though you might not see or like know where you're going. Sometimes he'll give you a plan, let you know where you're going. But that's kind of how it feels right now. And I'm like, okay, God, if I leave Instacart, what am I going to do? Like, how am I going to pay my bills? Because Instacart is what, it's my main source of income. But I know it won't be like this forever. And so I was like, okay, I had problems with the app. It happens sometimes. But it's not so much about the hours, you guys. I just kind of feel like now things are starting to change. And there's some things that are getting ready to happen with Instacart that you guys don't know about. How can I say this? Like, I'm going to just put it this way. Instacart was sued earlier. Well, it started like last year, I think. But they settled an agreement because I've talked to some of the people that were involved in the lawsuit. Some of the shoppers. And some of the shoppers are still with Instacart. And it was about some things that they were doing. And I know Instacart is actually changing and implementing some things. However, there's going to be another one. Let's put it that way. There's going to be another lawsuit, y'all. And you guys are going to hear about it in the news probably. And so it's just the way that they're doing things. They're not a bad company. It's just how they operate. It's how they treat the shoppers. And some of you guys probably don't see it. And some of you guys are probably shoppers and enjoy what you do. That's what you do. But it's kind of like, it's almost like abusive. And I don't think it's fair that there are people who actually want to work and can't pick hours when they want to. You feel what I'm saying? These reliability incidences are like totally ridiculous. You feel me? Sometimes we have to go through just dealing with some of these grocery store clerks and not being defended by Instacart. Stuff like that. And I'm telling y'all, you guys don't see it now, but it's going on behind the scenes. I'm not involved in it, but there are some shoppers who are going to actually sue Instacart for some things. And I think that they should. Same thing with Uber. Like, Uber got sued and now they're making changes. And so Kaylania had to go through some stuff and now he's gone. And so I'm good. I'm not happy that anything happened to him. But what I'm saying is, like, there's going to be things in your life. There are going to be things in your life that are going to happen to push you to the next level and to get you to where you need to be. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm very grateful. But at the same time, like, I kind of feel like, all right, I'm tired. And I was sharing this with another shopper. I said, you know what? I love Instacart. Like, I love this. It's really dope, you know? Money's great. But finding myself working almost 70 hours a week. And then there's days where I would love to just wake up on a Saturday morning and just sleep in. And I can't because, you know, I have bills to pay and stuff. And, you know, there's some other things I want to do. But I can't even focus on writing my book or my books because I'm out of fear of, like, all right, well, if I miss any hours, then, you know, how am I going to pay my bills? But I do cut my time in half when I have my son with me. If he's not with his dad, I cut my time in half. So those are going to be the weeks I don't make as much. But then I see even other Uber drivers, they make really good money because they know how to work the system. You feel what I'm saying? And so I just think that this is going to be a season of really just like a test of your faith. And I'm going to be doing this only but for so long. And I see that there are going to be other opportunities that are going to come. And there have been opportunities that have been presenting themselves before me. And I think that when people see what you do, how much money you make, I think it's a good thing to have people to sign up. But at the same time, I know when I start to see confusion, usually that's the time to dip. And I'm not saying this for everybody. This may not be for everybody. But I know I have been in places where I have worked, and when I start to see confusion, that means that God's getting ready to shift me up out of there. Like, before I started Instacart, I was working at an assisted living facility. I was there for a long time. And it got to the point where, you know, a lot of this jealousy back and forth about, you know, people getting favorited over hours. And, you know, people didn't want to train me the right way. And, you know, the supervisors were afraid to do stuff. You know, like, I can't work under those conditions. That's just me. And so, like I said, you know, I like freedom. You know, I like peace. And so when I start to see confusion, I always ask God for a way of escape. That's how I do it, you know, and God will always give you a way of escape. And so when it's time for y'all to move on, just ask God for an open door. That's what I do. And I know some of you guys that are watching this probably I don't know what your beliefs are. And some of you guys may not be Christian or believe in the word, but I do. And so I have not ever seen God ever in my life disappoint me. He's never failed me. And I know that sometimes when people do come on here and view some of my my live feeds, like the moment I start to say God, then like they disappear. But that's why I named my channel The Blessed Driver. You know, like, you know, we are supposed to be a blessing and we are called to be blessed. So I'm not going to change that. But you guys, I'm actually in the process of doing some things and trying to work my way out and actually doing some other good things in my life. So I'm actually going to share this with you guys on my blog. And if you guys have already seen my website, go ahead and check. You know, of course, you know it's theblesseddriver.com. And what I'm going to do is actually put some things together for you guys. And because I won't be doing a whole lot of blogs too much sooner. But what I am going to do is put everything on my website for you. So that way you guys can actually check out what I'm doing and anything that's going to be able to help you. I know, like, what's his name? The rideshare guy. He's really good. He's a blogger here on YouTube. He also has a website called, I think it's the Rideshare Guy or whatever. There's the Rideshare Professor. There's a Simple Driver. There's, of course, Jermaine Ellis, because Jermaine Ellis is on different platforms. So I'm just letting you guys know, like, there are other people out there. So don't think that this is like the only channel, because there's plenty of people that make way more money than I do. And so just do your research, guys. Like, I know I'm probably one of the main ones that do stuff about Instacart, but you know, I just want you guys to kind of like expand your territory, you know, expand your market and stuff like that. Just make sure that you don't keep yourself stuck inside one box. And I often see people, you know, often kind of like get upset or get angry about not being able to work the hours that they want on the Instacart platform and stuff like that. And I totally understand. I know it could be difficult. I know it could be hard to actually try to pick hours and things like that. But just please, and to me, I felt bad about that. Just don't let this company ruin your happiness. You feel what I'm saying? And I even know that sometimes it's hard to even, you know, get any hours and things like that with Uber. And so just try to do the best that you can, guys. Open up your, you know, self to being able to work on other platforms. I wasn't under the impression that DoorDash was here in Orlando, because at the time when I applied, it wasn't, but they have stuff here. And so I'm on multiple platforms and stuff like that. But I kind of feel like I'm actually more freer doing other platforms sometimes, instead of being restricted working 70, 80 hours a week. Of course, I'm not going to do that anymore. So anyway, I'm actually getting ready to go, but I will be posting more stuff on my website, which is theblesseddriver.com, because I have to bounce. And so I will definitely give you guys an update on what's going on. And also, I will have different videos later on down the road on different platforms that you guys could do to be able to maximize your income. But if you guys feel the need to, you know, go and get a job, then just go and do that. I know there's been quite a few people who were Instacart shoppers. Also, there were some people who were Uber drivers and Lyft drivers and stuff like that. They actually quit the platforms and they're actually working regular jobs, and some of them are doing very well. And so I'm very happy for them. So, you know, I know some of you guys probably left the workplace world just to do some of this because maybe, you know, you lost your job or you just quit because of whatever. But just make sure that you keep yourself open to other platforms, and also make sure you save your money and put some things aside, especially if you're trying to start your own business, because that's some things that I'm doing. And so once my books are complete and I've done some things, and I will definitely show you guys, because I'm going to be involved in a author showcase in October. I was invited to be a part of an author showcase and stuff like that. So I'll keep you guys updated, because, you know, God is moving me forward. He's actually opened up more doors. And I haven't focused on my films. I haven't done any films in a while. So I'll keep you guys updated about that. But right now, I'm feeling a shift. And so I'll keep y'all updated. God bless y'all. Peace.